Hello, guys. Welcome to Korean Tapas. I'm Mickey Kim, and here we have always my best friends, Jisang and Ricard. How are you? How are you, everyone?
Good, good. I mean, honestly, I'm a little bit sleepy because this is very early time for us to record this episode. We've been
So
recording
early,
our
5
audio.
p.m.
Wait.
We've been doing this like 10 at 10 p.m. every time, but now it's only 5 p.m. So it feels like we are recording this in the morning.
My dude, it's 9 a.m. here. I had to wake up at 8 on a Sunday just for you. So,
I
um,
respect, a huge respect
thank
to
you.
record.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, so you're tired, Jisang. Thank you. And how are you, Ricard?
Extra tired, of course, because it's Sunday and yesterday I went having drinks with the band and I'm tired, but I'm here, ready.
All right. Thank you, guys. I mean, although we have been tired somewhat, but I wanted to talk about the sudden recording about vote because on 9th of March we have a Korean presidential election day. So maybe you guys already have been voted some party or president or Congress, and so I want to share our experience not only in Korea but Spain and other country if we can. And I want to talk about this one in the personal experience. We can talk about system a little bit, but what I'm interested in is that your own experience. So let's begin. So Jisang, do you remember the first like age that you voted for? When did you vote for the first time?
I remember my first presidential election was done during my military times. So I remember that I was about like 21 or 22 at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and our military camp rented a huge bus to go to the voting area all together because
Mm.
soldiers, soldiers need control by their management. So I remember that like a couple of hundred soldiers took the very same looking buses at the same time, and we all went together to a specific, very huge gymnasium, something like that. And there we made our very first vote to select our uh, president at the time. So it was very like special memory to me.
Yeah, I mean, for the listener who don't understand all that, I mean, I want to add more. The for the Korean mailman, we have a mandatory army system for 2 years around nowadays, like 1 year and a half. So I have the same experience with him. Like every single man, like used to go to the army, and they have vote experience, and I learned and I have listened some like okay, some officer told me something like maybe you can think about this party and that party like in common.
Oh, so they were trying to like guide you to vote what they wanted.
I
That's
mean
sounds illegal.
they didn't say it like officially, or they didn't say that like the intentionally, but they meant
They
actually.
meant I would be very happy if you vote for us. I would be very happy.
Just they told like this, just think about those like candidates how
Wow.
like
Wow.
I was like, okay, I'm in the army actually.
Oh, Jesus. Right.
Isn't it totally dangerous act?
I don't know. Yeah, feels. Yeah, no.
So the sentence is like like vague. Like
Yeah, yeah.
we
So it's
we can
not.
understand, but the other outsiders cannot understand at all.
I understand you. Wink, 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 wink. Yes, you
Yes,
understand me.
yes, yes. Oh yeah, that's same with me. I mean, what about you, Ricard?
I don't recall the first time. I know I've always voted in the same place because here we do it in schools, but I don't remember first time. I don't know what it was. If it was presidential, if it was maybe city election or Congress election. I don't recall what it was exactly. But it was a moment of saying, okay, maybe now I'm a fully grown adult, right? I have now the rights to vote. And it's powerful that you can contribute to democracy. It's interesting. I'm not so into politics. Like I don't take it super seriously because I feel like, yeah, they're all a bunch of thugs. But yeah, it's good that you at least like feel valued or listened to when you cast your vote.
So when can you vote? Not only president, but like any other vote?
18.
18?
Yeah,
Mm.
as far as I know. I think, yeah, 18 years old.
Korean too, right? 18.
But 18 in Korea or 18 international? Ha ha ha.
Internationally. Like,
Okay, so it's 20 in Korea.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think 19 in international age.
That
18.
makes sense.
Like for like, so I remember that when I entered the university, there were some students, some friends, like wanted to talk about the politics a lot. So when we drink, we always talked about politics at the very freshman. Like, oh, like this nation can wanted to go. How can we control this nation? Like,
Oh, so you're young, you had ideals, you wanted to change the world.
yes.
Wow, wow.
Like, and at that time I was like, oh, I was really happy that I can actually vote. Maybe all of the people have same, like when they become that age, like they will be some proud, I think, right?
That sounds quite similar to what Ricard just have mentioned and Miss just has mentioned, like that someone feels very like powerful to have a right to vote, to participate in the democracy of their country.
But the saddest thing is that yesterday I voted and I was like, okay, I vote, like, already. I didn't think that much, like I'm ashamed of myself. Like, I didn't think that much. I didn't participate any debate or
Well, but at least you went there and you casted your vote rather than sitting at home or eating mandu or bulgogi. You actually went there and made the effort, right? So I think that already counts for something.
so. Like the actual our presidential election day is like 4 days later from today. But I said I already voted. And Jisang, have you voted already?
Yeah, I've voted yesterday as well during the pre-vote period.
Pre-vote period, we don't have that here. I think in Spain you can like send your vote via mail if you are like far away or maybe you are even outside of the country. You could even
Mail?
send your vote. Yeah, mail, like yeah, regular mail, envelopes and paper.
Mm-hmm.
You could send your vote to correos, right? If you're like again outside of the country, or you cannot go the day of the actual election, you cannot go to the designated school. But the election day is just one day. Usually, I think it's usually Sundays, and it happens. Everything is in one day. They open doors at whatever 8, and at night they finish the counting. Done, right? So it's interesting for me that you guys have 4 days to go there.
Not technically 4 days. It's like in this presidential elections case, the pre-vote period was from 4th to 5th, so it's like 2 days, and the actual election day is 9th of March. So they are 3 days in total.
Who takes care of the procedures? I mean, when you go to vote, who is responsible for accepting your vote and counting you in? Who does that? Is that the government or
Actually, I've never asked them who you
who
are.
are you?
Yeah,
Who do you work for?
probably I think they're all the like government officers working in the local community centers, I guess.
Interesting.
Yeah,
So
and to give you
here, yeah, go ahead.
extra information about this pre-vote period is that in the past, I think the voting period was, I mean, the system of the voting period was quite similar to that of Spain. Like the persons who cannot be able to vote on the day had a chance to vote in advance, but they were considered to be belonging to the special cases. But from a few years ago, the system and the how to say the purpose has been changed. So it's like to promote voting, to raise the voting percentage. The government made extra days to participate in the vote. So it's like it's still called pre-vote, but it's actually more time and larger larger spaces to make people to vote, I guess.
Interesting. I mean, here the ones responsible for like yeah, allowing you to vote, making sure that you are who you say you are. It's like regular people.
Mm.
The we place like how's it called? Well, I don't know. The elections happens in schools usually, right? They open up schools and
Ah.
on in the schools people that have been chosen to go there to help out, they go there. Like you might get a letter in your in your mail a few weeks prior to the election saying, "Hey, you're lucky enough that you have to go there to help out during your whole Sunday."
Uh,
It's mandatory by law unless you have a really good excuse. You have to go there. You get paid a little bit,
Oh,
and
so they're not like
it's not the
official
government. No, no, no,
officers.
no,
Oh,
no, 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 no. So who, like you go there and there's a bunch of tables. Everyone is assigned to a school and a table. You cannot go anywhere you like. So you will get, again,
mm,
me as Ricard, I will get a letter in my mail saying, hey, you have to go to this school. You have to go to this table in particular, right? So they
mm,
spread out people. So it's like not everyone goes to the same place. So yeah, but the people there, it's not government. It's just, regular people. There are party members for each of the parties they're helping
mm,
out. Like
mm,
imagine you're an old woman and you like to vote for whatever party. They're usually
mm.
there to help you out, maybe filling the whatever, or telling you, remember, this is now Congress and you have to add maybe two papers, one paper, whatever it is, right? It's complex. But the actual people who count also the votes, it's regular people. There's no government involved. Otherwise, for me, it sounds a bit fishy. If the government is counting the votes, are they counting it well? Or it's like, but if it's regular people like you and me who's doing it, it's more transparent, maybe.
We have like on the actual election day we have a maybe some similar system with you like in Spain. Like on the election day there is some organization like consists of normal people. For example, I was like at one day in when I was a student. So like not everyone, but they collect some people for that day. But interestingly, I was so surprised about this pre-ship no, not pre-ship, pre-vote system, because before it was for disabled person or like handicapped person or some person who live in abroad or island. But nowadays is we do it, I mean, normally for young people we do it for making a whole day holiday for Korean for a national voting system. Like a national wide election day is holiday. For example, congressman or president. So if we want to have like whole day travel or picnic or whatever, like chilling in all day, like we can go to the pre-vote in advance.
yeah, because it's actually, I mean, almost officially known to be the truth that young people are tending to not vote. So like the participation rate is very low among the younger generation in the past.
So now it's like the election day is like festival or like getting the result actually. Like
Giving you a free day, that's important. Unless, yeah, they don't give you a free day. Unless, no, it's if you have to work on, usually it is on Sundays, right? If you work on a Sunday, you can ask your employer, hey, I can go. I should go to boat. I want to go to boat, and they are required by law to give you some time. I don't know how many hours, but they should allow you to go there even if you're working, right?
furthermore, like originally, we should vote on the particular zone, like you, Ricard. But for the pre-vote, we don't need to. We can vote in any place.
I'm surprised that you guys dedicate so many like resources to this. They have so
Oh
many
yes, yes.
employers that are there just waiting for you guys to pre-vote, right? Rather than having a concentrated day with everyone, all Korea voting in one day. It's interesting.
Oh, we spend a lot money.
Yeah, looks like it.
We spend a lot. A little bit furthermore, did you debate a lot, Jisang, for this presidential election? I mean,
With
for
whom?
the
With whom?
with friends, with your family, with anybody, with anybody.
In the mirror.
Yeah.
In the mirror.
With yourself.
Who will you vote like?
Especially for this election, probably I'm generalizing people's opinions, so this is quite sensitive thing, but I can say that, especially for this case, people's opinion is not that varied compared to the elections before, previous elections. So there weren't many rooms to like share new ideas or new opinions toward the powerful candidate. So and I didn't feel any room for new opinion sharing. So I didn't talk a lot.
I felt exactly the same thing. Like for this election day, I mean, before I debated a lot, or more than now actually. But these days, like we didn't debate a lot, or we didn't share the opinion. Like just like go and voting, just go and vote and done. Like we didn't see the TV program that much. Actually, this is like election day, but I didn't feel election day. Many Koreans told me the same thing. Oh, this election is like what? This is what? Like,
Yeah, actually, people have been telling the same thing, that all the candidates are full of defects, but this time is like extreme, I guess.
Extreme defects. Okay, that's
what about in Spain? Like, is it no? Like, how is it going these days?
I think because of it's all concentrated in one day. Maybe it's more extreme in terms of like every TV channels like the parties can buy at time, and you are bombarded with candidates messages, and all the news are just throughout the day they're broadcasting how the schools are doing and how people are voting. They're saying, okay, it's crowded, not crowded. They're starting to, when they get the votes in, they start to show the graphs and the bars and predictions. So I think it's more like, because I think it happens on one day. It's more active, but again, there are people that debate this with one another. There are people that don't. There are people that they know their party and they're going to vote for the party regardless of the candidate. Tell me about those things that you put in your hand after you vote. Well, what's that?
Oh yeah.
For those who is listening.
It's merely for Instagram, I think.
Instagram. Yes, yeah, precisely. I was opening Instagram yesterday and I saw Korean followers doing this red dot thing in their hand. What's that?
Actually, I've done this with my girlfriend too yesterday.
But tell me about it. What is it?
Well, how can we explain? Well, this is like, oh, I'm a little bit the smart guy who wants you to participate a lot in the politics or something. But I didn't post it on Instagram. That's the point.
Really?
No.
I thought the purpose is 100% of Instagram posting.
Now hold on. So for those listening, so in Korea when you go to vote, they stamp your hand with a red ink. That's correct?
No, it's what they do if they want. So it's not like a
It's not mandatory.
No,
it's not mandatory. Yeah.
I thought it was.
After people putting stamps on their paper, they put the same stamp on their hand because nobody can stop it.
Okay, so let's step back and let's actually, it's good. So tell me exactly, how do you vote in the paper? But you're saying a stamp. That feels very very Korean to me. So is it your stamp or is it any stamp? Or
Yeah, they have a authorized stamp.
Authorized stamp.
Yeah, that the ink is provided automatically without getting dried.
So okay. So when we enter the zone, we need to report our ID card, like citizen card, ID card, passport, whatever, and they recognize that, oh, you're Korean, so, or you're like this local person, so we can vote. They give us like paper with
Voting
some
paper.
candidate, with some candidate and number. And when you go to some booth, they already have a like authorized stamp that we can put.
It's there. Okay, and then people take the stamp and they stamp their hands. Oh,
yes.
Okay.
And we go out, we get out, and we take a photo that, oh, I voted, and so I'm the person who actually doing the political thing, or
right. So because of the pre-voting or pre-election days that you have, I thought that like stamping your hand or something is a sign of saying, hey, this person has already voted. Because how do you guys keep track of it? Here it's easy because everyone is assigned to a particular school and a particular table. So you cannot go anywhere where your name is not listed. So that's how they ensure that you don't double vote. I cannot go to this table and then go to the next table because the next table will not have my name on their paper. But in your case, you're saying that you can vote anywhere you like. You can go to Seoul or Busan or whatever. So how do they keep track of it? Is it electronically or
electronically?
I thought it was the finger.
No. I think at least the fact that I can say is that nowadays all that verification process that Minky just have mentioned, I mean the verification of the ID card is done by a machine, automatic machine. So Probably that machine is getting data of the voters.
Right. Okay. Okay.
I was
Here,
surprised, like even though I was surprised, like they just scanned my ID card and done. Oh, you're the one, and go.
Yeah, they didn't even check the list of the voters.
No, no. Oh,
I guess here we don't really trust electronics or computers or programs.
oh okay.
I mean, because it's so easily like hackable or mistakable. It's just having conditions saying yes, no. It's like it's too easy to manipulate, right?
That's interesting. That's interesting. For me, I don't trust person.
You don't trust persons, okay? You trust machines.
Yeah, we prefer machine. I
Machines.
prefer machine. Okay.
So there's a big difference regarding the paper or how you vote, because when you enter the school here, you would see tables with piles and piles of papers, and then with each party, right? So you don't have to actually ask for anyone. You just go there and you try to fish the paper you're looking for, right? This party, my party, whatever, and you get the paper. You go to the booth, and if sometimes it's required to mark X on candidates, but sometimes it's
Mark.
not. Sometimes not. Sometimes it's just the party paper. You just fold it, put it into the envelope, done. It
Ah.
depends on the election. And some elections you actually need to do some
Oh.
actions, but it's just an envelope. What I wanted to say also about the envelopes is you can have empty envelopes, because it means like it's maybe
Yes, yes.
a null vote or whatever, and you can have chorizo envelopes.
Chorizo? Yummy?
Chorizo, yes, like sausage.
Sausage?
Sausage. So, for those Koreans or elsewhere listening who don't know Spanish super well, chorizo, yes, it's a sausage, but also refers to someone who is a thief or a thug,
Okay.
someone who does things and like
Okay.
not legally or whatever. Somebody who steals, right? You're a chorizo. You are a thief. So people here refer to politicians as chorizos mostly, right?
Okay.
And and some people, they want to like fight the system or fight them and say that they're all corrupt, they're all chorizos. So they actually, I don't know how they do it, because if I'm in the table verifying a vote, I would say, what is this thing? Don't vote this. But anyway, every year you see envelopes filled with chorizo, red chorizo, and and it's funny.
Everyone hates government. Like everyone is.
Oh, well, not everyone, but there's
Okay.
a spread feeling that usually they're all thinking of themselves. That nobody thinks about the public. They're all there for the money and corruption stuff. But it's funny, chorizo envelopes. It's
Yeah, at least it's obvious that the envelope is going to get wet.
yes, and red, right? Because it's red. So it's well, again, if you're on the table verifying that somebody is putting in the envelope, would you stop them, or would you say, yeah, just throw it in, man, whatever, feel free?
So it's not like secret vote. It can be. You can distinguish. Like, did I understand?
No, I mean, if it's a chorizo, if it's a piece of meat inside an envelope, you would see that, right?
Okay.
But if it's paper, no, paper you cannot see that. Also, like in theory, you cannot throw the envelope yourself inside the box. I don't know how Korea do it, but once you vote, you should handle the envelope to the person at the table, and they verify that it's actually one envelope, not maybe multiple envelopes, right? So that's the super legal way to do it. But usually the people at the tables, they allow you to perform the vote, because when you see on the TV, you see politicians, they usually let them do that. Like when they're filming the president going to vote, right? They usually like they let them throw themselves the envelope inside the box, and sometimes the person at the table will say, no, man, that's my job to do. So yeah, exactly, and cameras are filming, so it's like, and
Oh.
It's actually very interesting because today I've read the news exactly the opposite here. Because here we put the papers by our hand directly, the envelopes inside the box directly. But because of this COVID situation, as far as I know, all the persons who got positive test with COVID, they have to hand it in to another people to put it inside the box to avoid the virus spread. But those voters insisted that there might be a chance of illegal changes along that, delivery.
Yeah,
So I saw
yeah.
that on the news, and it feels like it's totally opposite to what the people in Spain say.
For maybe the last topic, or like for the last topic, do you remember any crazy candidates? crazy or like
What
weird.
what does it mean, crazy
I mean,
candidates?
weird, like
Not normal,
strange,
not normal.
like no, okay, not normal. Yeah, that's good.
Nobody's normal here. They're all. It's
Okay.
like
Like
That's
for
true.
example, there are many candidates who are like insisting the agendas that cannot be achieved.
okay.
Do you speculate anyone like in your mind? Do you have anyone?
Yeah, actually, in Korea there are a lot, but there are one very famous and well-known person.
One person. We can we say the name?
I shouldn't do it. I shouldn't
Okay,
do it,
okay.
but I think he's been participating in presidential elections for like 3 times in a row, and he also tried to be a mayor of Seoul City, though he hasn't made one until now, but he's been keep participating as he has a huge money by himself.
He can fly. I mean, he can.
He can fly.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's what
fly,
he's saying.
like-
That's what he says.
He can sit
That's what she
sit
said.
down, but he can sit down without the chair. You know what I mean? Like
Levitating on the
yes,
floor?
yes.
Wow. That's
he told something like
if you vote for him, you will also levitate. So or
someone, not he. Someone told like that. Someone.
And what he mainly told to Korean people along this election is that he will give out a how much was that
money to everyone.
yeah, but I was calculating the the currency rate of Korean won.
About monthly 2,000 euro per everyone.
So everyone, if you vote for me, you will get
That's what I
2,000
remember. That's what
a
I
month.
remember. A month.
Every month, all Korean, all the
Everybody,
millions.
every Korean.
Impossible. Okay.
And $100,000 to everyone to how to say
To vote for me.
no to after got he elected.
Okay.
That's what he says.
Wow.
$100,000 to everyone to raise up the how to say social energy along this pandemic period.
Right.
If we get rid of every sausage,
Sausage.
if we get rid of every like thief in the
Thief. Okay. Every
government,
tarifa,
we can do that. I mean,
Wow.
that sounds okay. I mean, that part sounds okay.
Here, I mean, we don't have anything like that. Usually, maybe not in presidentials, but more local. They're like super minority, like small parties. Like I remember the Pirate Party.
Pirate party.
Yeah, Pirate Party and things like that.
Wow.
But it's not. Yeah, I don't know how to say it. I don't remember exactly what they want to do. It's not super like crazy like that. Everybody will get rich or you will fly with me. But yeah, there are many minority or small parties trying to.
I still have 2 more crazy candidates to explain.
Oh, please. Okay.
When I was like 12 or 13, I clearly remember that there was a presidential candidate who were a Buddhist monk. And he insisted that if he becomes a president of Korea, he will make Korea a Buddhist country officially. And that'll help us to be in a list of developed countries in the world.
He was an actual Buddha, not Buddha. He was an actual what do we call monk.
Yeah, monk. Yeah.
He was an actual monk, and Korean is like we have freedom of religion.
Yeah,
we don't have any official religion here in Korea, but even in a poster, even in a candidate poster, he were wearing the Buddhist uniform. I don't know the exact term, but he was like that. And in this election as well, I've seen a debate of the minority parties, and I remember that there was one guy who told us that he will make Korea as a socialist country, and there was another people who can be described as a racist, I guess, because he insisted that if he becomes a president, he will expel all the Chinese people living in Korea.
Actually, today was really interesting for me. I was really interested
as well.
with your experience. So, thank you guys today, and please please pray for Korea with the bright future. Thank you guys, and let's have a good time on another topic.
Bye bye.
Thank you, guys.